What happened to one of the biggest social media apps of all time? Snapchat used to have nearly every kid on their website and is now slowly growing but kind of trying to retain customers and avoid lawsuits. Now, remember, anything I say in this is not financial advice. Please do your own research on investing, and this is just my opinion. Now, back to the video. It's not like Snapchat has died or anything. The company still has many users, around 450 million as of today. Now, the main concern that the company has is probably competition mixed with regulatory issues. Also, the company is slightly declining in North America, which is their second biggest earner, and also a bit in Europe. Now, unlike most analysts, I'm not just going to go straight for numbers and all the nitty gritty of the financials. I just want to give my personal opinion. And I think personally you should only buy this if you think it will rebound and then cash out, like say if it doubled in price. The thing with Snap Inc. is that yes, their DAU, daily active users, are growing, but the thing is that most of them are not paying, with around about 25 million of paying for the, say, Snap Plus. Also, Snap Inc. doesn't really have a moat, because if users don't find the app appealing or not the standard, they might just go to another app like YouTube, TikTok, WhatsApp. The only thing you can really say is that there maybe advantage is the snap streaks, and if when they buy it they feel like they have to stay, but I think that's very limited, and the best I could say, it's a very narrow moat that they have. And they're trying to get to like advertisers, making the app more appealing, but just I can't see that. I'd see more potential in TikTok with the ads, or even like WhatsApp or Instagram, other options. I feel like they have better chances and have already performed and showed that they can get advertisers. Snapchat hasn't got many, maybe a few, but not to the extent of all the Meta apps, as you've seen by Meta's financials making billions from it, which Snap Inc. kind of done, but not to the extent. Now, the stock recently has gone up about, in a few months, around 20%, but is down for like the last few years and is still trading around its low. So it could be a good time to buy it, but I don't know. I still think right now, if you want it, it is a risk. It isn't like a surefire company that has a future in the next, say, 10 years, for me anyway. Do I think it'll just disappear in the short term, like 1 to 5 years? No, I think that there's definitely a scenario in which they might get acquired. I'd say from either maybe Google or Meta, more likely Meta, I think, to add to their family of apps, but I don't know if that deal would even go through, because I do see growth for Snapchat. I just don't see high cash generation from it, and then eventually their user base could just leave if the app doesn't keep performing. And especially recently with the issues they face, I think acquisition would help them a lot. Now, to be fair, they have grown from their paid users from around 7 million to around 25 million. So there is potential, but Snapchat will have to cap on this and on the market. Also, if they keep facing regulatory scrutiny from courts like recently, they might have to pay huge fines. Like one I seen was for 6% of all profits, which would squeeze margins. I feel one of the main things Snapchat or Snap Inc. needs to invest in is their security. It takes like one data breach or one massive data leak of all users and this app is dead. People move to a different app to use for messaging or to watch videos or etc. Because the thing with Snapchat is that there is options, and some of them options are better for certain things, and I don't know with Snapchat if they capsulate one single thing. Well, like Yahoo is a good example where they were trying to do too many things at once, and I don't think Snapchat is similar to Yahoo, but I feel they're not really excelling at one thing. Like messages would be WhatsApp, videos would be probably YouTube or TikTok, and so on. Like I said, they're facing a lot of regulatory issues, and that's not just with the app, it's also about children being on social media, which is the core of Snapchat's audience. And if the country's governments decide, oh, we don't want kids using social media, this might have to tighten up Snapchat's platform, maybe not being able to promote certain things, which could hurt their advertising. Now, I don't think it would be that extreme where like, oh, you can't use social media, but it isn't out of the realm. Australia, if I'm not mistaken, have made it so you have to be above 16 to use social media. And that would like get most users in Australia not using Snapchat. So it's definitely a thing to consider when looking at the stock, like that it could happen. And it has in different places. Overall, the company has a lot of work to do. Their CEO isn't in the best position right now. I think he wants to be like kicked out or something. They're laying off a lot of people for AI, which typically never works, so I can't be sure what's going to happen for the company. But I would hope it goes up for all investors out there that are hoping that. But for me personally, I'm not going to go anywhere near this company.